Hi, I'm Lindsay and I'm one of the dietitians here at the VA, and today I'm going to help show you how to make a quick, healthier version of tomato soup. Okay, so for ingredients today, we've got 2 cans of crushed tomatoes, our whole plain yogurt, we've got cloves of garlic as well as oregano sprigs, red onion, salt and pepper to taste, and then you can either do homemade broth or we've got low sodium broth packets that we're going to use today. Alright, so to start with, we're going to pour in a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. It can be really canola oil, olive oil. Olive oil is one of the most heart healthy oils that you can use. Just make sure you use it sparingly. A tablespoon adds 100 calories to a recipe, so just keep that in mind. I've already got my 1 red onion chopped as well as my 3 cloves of garlic chopped finely, so I'm just going to add that to the pan as well. What we're going to do is we're going to cook this until it becomes translucent, so just kind of see-through. So we're just going to sweep that all in and then make sure that the pan is covered, and we're going to let that simmer until it becomes translucent. So that's usually going to take about 6 minutes, give or take. I am going to turn up our heat a little bit. Right now it was on low, so I'm going to turn it up to medium. So these are the canned tomatoes. Obviously they're crushed tomatoes. If you can buy the no salt added option, that's going to be the best option. Again, part of the perk of making your own tomato soup from scratch is saving on that sodium content. As far as the oregano goes, we are using fresh oregano in this recipe today. We don't always have fresh herbs and spices available to us, so if you are playing with some dried herbs instead, you can definitely use those. Just know that dried herbs are called for 1/3 less than what the fresh would be. So that would be, if you're calling for a tablespoon of fresh herbs, you're only going to use a teaspoon of your dried herbs. So as you can see, our onions have turned somewhat translucent, meaning they're not nearly as vibrant as they were to begin with. So at this point, we're just going to kind of dump and go with our ingredients. So like I said, I've got our can of tomato ready, so we're going to go ahead and pour that in. If you wanted to, just do a little, making sure that you're getting all of that crushed tomato out. Same with our next can. We're just going to dump it. I've still kept my heat on about medium. It's a little bit closer to medium-high at this point. So we've got our tomatoes in there. Now we're going to add our broth. Since I am using packets, I'm going to just go ahead and pour my water in. So you're going to do 4 cups of either homemade broth or low sodium broth. Since we're doing packets, I'm going to just add my water, and then I'm going to add my little bouillon cubes that are low sodium. So go ahead and dump that in as well. I'm going to go ahead and stir in my broth just so that it dissolves. And then I'm going to just go ahead and I'm not even going to take the oregano off the sprig. I'm just going to throw it in there because we'll remove those before we actually eat it. So like I said, I'd go out on a limb and say that 3 sprigs of oregano is probably equal to about a teaspoon, or I'm sorry, about a tablespoon of the fresh. So that means we need about a teaspoon of the dried, but again, it can be up to your flavoring, your taste. So we're going to let that sit and boil. So once you've got it boiling, you are going to want to turn down the heat to kind of low medium, and we're going to let it simmer for about 45 minutes. At that point, it should start to thicken up. This also allows for all the flavors to come together, so you definitely want to try and cook it as long as you can for that 45 minutes. Once it's stopped boiling at the end of the 45 minutes, we're going to take it off, let it cool down a little, and then we're going to add our half cup of whole milk plain yogurt. So make sure you get the plain and not the vanilla. Plain yogurt. So once it has reached its 45 minutes, we're going to go ahead and take the sprigs of oregano out. We're definitely not going to be eating those. Now if you use dry herbs, obviously we're just going to let those sit in the soup. But for those of us that used fresh, we definitely want to take them out. So at this point, before we add our yogurt, we do want to make sure that it has stopped boiling. Otherwise, we're going to probably curdle the yogurt. And so at this point, we're going to take our half cup of whole milk plain yogurt, and we're going to just add that to the pot. So it doesn't take a whole lot. Now, if you wanted to, you could add Greek plain yogurt. That will add a little bit more protein. But the yogurt just going to give it a nice creamier texture. And here is the finished tomato soup. It's easy, low cost, and so healthy for you. So enjoy.